That's how it's been sitting in the vaults for 100 years.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more yellow. It will be a little bit more like this colour.
To memorialise these soldiers 100 years later is to try to bring some of their humanity back into the world again, stop them being a black and white cliche. Because they didn't see the war in black and white. They did not experience this war in black and white. They experienced the war in full living colour. So why shouldn't we now, with the technology we have, turn it from a black and white war back into a colour war again? When you look at the old film and you say, okay, we're going to restore this, what it is, it's not one thing, it's actually multiple different things. Because, you know, when you think about it, you've got one of the most obvious one is the speed of the film, the jerkiness, you know, just sort of, you know, it's sped up.
It's really important that we find the correct speed. You know when you've got it on footage that where people are marching because they only walk naturally at a certain speed.
Some of it is badly damaged, you know, it's just too far gone. But some of it's very beautiful too.
In 1915, 16, 17, there was a cameraman and the speed of the film was dictated by how fast he wound that handle. So it varies, and it varies from shot to shot. So the same cameraman could be filming something here, and then he shifts his camera, and suddenly he's excited or something, and he's filming something there. And so within these rolls of film, it's every shot has to be individually analysed. And when I say analysed, sounds too pompous. What you do is you just take a stab at slowing it down, and you look at it and think, oh no, it's a bit too fast. You say, okay, we think this is about 14 frames a second, so you slow it down so that at 24 it looks normal. It's just you trial and error, shot by shot. Let's have a look at this. That guy's got a very, in fact, you can see the bullet hole in his boot. See, this is sort of, just go backwards. See how you've got the limping German guy here, you know, the guy with the bandage on his arm. If you look down at the bottom of his boot, you can see the bullet hole in it. You can see a black, that's where the bullet's gone through his ankle. It's a sort of detail that you literally just cannot see in the original footage, that type of minutiae.
I think with every project we start off with a vision, and in this case we have Peter Jackson's vision, who is obviously an enormous fan of anything World War I related. By being here in this room, we have access to historians, we have access to real uniforms that were worn during those times, all the accessories that they used, and what that does is it raises the bar and allows us to strive for something that maybe has not been achieved before, because ultimately this is going back to Peter, and historical accuracy for him is extremely important.
One of the things about colorization in the past is technically it's not been possible to do it well. So it's been kind of brushed across with a colour wash, which is, you know, sort of not accurately thinking about the colour of the flowers. You just get a kind of pinky tone or a reddy tone or a blue tone. And also it was based on footage that was unrestored. So you get the combination of the grainy image and then the odd colour.
We're just recording all the cannons and bits and pieces for Somme, and just wanted to get the cannon breaches and sort of loading shells where we could and just getting the action of the cannons. Unfortunately, we have a treasure trove of authenticity in this shed over here, so it's sound gold.
It wasn't a silent war, it was a war of sound. They talked and made noises just like we do, and yet, you know, so it can't be silent. So that's our concept with the sound part of this, is we're going to take our very highly enhanced footage and we're going to lay an absolutely detailed soundtrack with it.
That's really good. I like that.
The thing that has struck me most is the sound effects, because of course this is all silent film. So the sound of the guns, the horses on the road, you know, the sound of the sound of the trains, everything is in there. And
what I do hope is that every film archive in the world, not just First World War, but there's all sorts of wonderfully historical film footage that's just shaky, blurry, black and white, grainy, scratchy. I hope that film archives of the world take note, and there's no reason why other people couldn't do what we're doing, and we could suddenly we could take some time now to actually get all this historical stuff looking really good for the future.